Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm recording this on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to all. Today, we're going through chapters 5 and 6 of Remembering the Kanji using Pokemon. So, the first thing we've got on the docket today is going to be fish guts. Oop. Um, Imagine putting oats on your fish hook to catch a Veluza. Later, you can make a fillet from his guts. So Veluza kind of sheds his skin or his flesh in a weird kind of way here. And it's pronounced otsu. So oats, oats. Wanikani has this as ladder, but I definitely see the imagery with fish hook here. Also, this is going to be a shape that we'll see commonly, so I have it noted as a primitive below. This is number 75. 76. Riot. Imagine a batch of lickitongues holding hooks and causing a riot. They ran everyone out of town. Ran. So they ran everyone out of town. Made up from tongue and hook. Shioku, or straight away slash fix. The engineer will fix the PC straight away. He has tools like a needle, hook, and magnifying glass ready. It's stressful, but he won't choke. He won't choku. So it's made up from needle, eye, and hook. And we can see that he's got those tools in his hand. You can think of the hook as being kind of lower than him, and the radical for eye is there. So he's got that one magnifying glass tool and a needle or a soldering iron as well. Tool. Magnemite is covered in goo but he has the tools to fix it. Pronounced goo, made from eye and tool. I was kind of surprised that it kind of got the image for a Magnemite pretty okay here. Um, so you can think of the lower portion of it being his legs. In this one, though, he doesn't normally have legs. But he's holding a tool there as well. Shin, using dustclops for this, made up of eye, needle, and tool. Dusclops will use his tools to build a new and more true reality. Shinsekai. He has a top hat on. I think the kanji for needle really looks more like a hat in this particular case. Um, and acclaimed series Neon Genesis Evangelion's Japanese title is Shin Sekai Evangelion. So the shin is easier for me to remember with the eye motif. Also, I kind of think of like a genjutsu. I'm really outing myself as a massive weeb here, but nothing we can do about that. Um, so shin, true or reality? Also, I keep getting texts here, so there might be vibration sounds. Sorry about that. It is Christmas. Um, construction, kou. Girder is holding a steel I-beam while doing construction. Construction is his craft. So this will get used as a primitive as well. And usually when it shows up, it means artificial or might refer to the I-beam itself. Uh, this one's pretty straightforward. Just remember the pronunciation and that I-beam shape, meaning that something's man-made and you should be good. Left, Sa. Imagine a trainer having a man-made Pokemon like a Porygon by his side on the left. Um, so I don't know if that's exactly a Porygon that we got there, but it's a pretty memorable all the same. But I wanted it to be an artificial Pokemon, given that it's got that radical for that man-made I-beam. And then for right, it uses mouth instead. So imagine the same trainer with a hungry Munchlax to his right with his mouth open. I kind of see both a Munchlax and a Snorlax here. Possess slash have. Think of a trainer holding Hitmonlee's fleshy skin by their side. You would be lucky to have a trainer like that. So I've got by one side, the same one that we have in left and right, and then the radical that it uses for flesh. So Hitmonlee and his little leg have kind of shown up a few times because of that. And I guess that's not changing anytime soon. Y for bribe. Imagine Squirtle possessing some money. He is offering a bribe to his squad leader. So we've got radical from possess and then shellfish. I should know, Squirtle is not a shellfish, but Blastoise is noted in the Pokedex as the shellfish Pokemon, and that's always been ingrained in my mind as being particularly weird. Also, just like Squirtle, like the glass, kind of Kamina looking glasses. Big fan. Also, this image with the Squirtle here is kind of surreal. We've got the one on the left, who I guess possesses the money, and then another one on the right. Think of him as shellfish and ask yourself why I made this. Kou, made from craft, that I beam and shellfish again. King Kingler sits on his steel tower, demanding a tribute of shells. And his cry in the show, he would go Corky, Corky. So he's getting his tribute of shells there. I think of that Corky sound, but just Ko in reality, just Ko. Uh, but I think this image is kind of iconic. It sticks out for me. Paragraph Ko from craft and head. So maybe you can think of it as someone who writes a lot of paragraphs is crafting that from their head. To study is Professor Oak's craft. He gets so smart from reading lots of paragraphs to construct some to ko kind of a stretch, but construct great discoveries. This one we probably all already know here, but katana. Zacian is the sword Pokemon. Think of his legs folding out as he bites the sword. So he's got the primitive kind of has these bottom portion like legs that kind of fold out. Also, this will become the primitive for dagger in and of itself. So Zacian's going to show right back up again. Ha! Think of a young Zacian biting the dagger of a blade. It's covered in a drop of blood. Haha, how scary. So just ha, and it's the same image as before, but with a drop right in the middle of one of the like leggy portions. Cut, Setsu. Think of Scyther, who has his legs squatted out, attacking a dice. Game set, Setsu. Um, so on that dagger kind of image, think of those as legs again, kind of coming out. It's got the radical for diced, which by itself means seven. Dice are six-sided, but think of a seven-sided dice, I suppose. Um, and imagine that getting cut. Seduce. Shio. Salazzle likes to show you her body to seduce you. It calls the attention of Salandit looking up with its mouth open. So actually, I had a hard time finding an image at all for this. The AI kept flagging him as being like inappropriate. So I guess by design, Salazzle is a no-go. Also, only female Salazzle exist, notably because all the boys kind of fall over her. They be simping dog. Same pronunciation, Shioyu, meaning shining in this case. So it's got sun to the left and seduce on the right. Think of a seduce Salandit with heart eyes sparkling in the morning. Same pronunciation as before too. Shining, Shioyu. Rule, Zoku. Think of Kingler holding a royal saber. He has striped socks on, striped Zokus. Sokus. Um, yeah, different Kingler imagery here. But as far as King clams go with sabers receptors, uh, he's my guy. Oh no, I have the placeholder text here. I forgot to update this. I'll have to loop back to this on the next video. That's a correction. But Vice, made up from wealth and saber. Think of Seadra holding a saber under the sea, defending a wealth of sunken treasure. Greed is his vice. Betsu, for separate, a laughing gambler and his Zubat, bound up to him, placing his bets. They both have a saber and are impossible to separate. Uh, this image is kind of wild. I kind of dig this. But there's a lot of components here, so I guess that makes for a more elaborate image. So think of the kanji or the shape on the left side of the kanji, kind of being the dude. Then he's got his saber in his right hand, and mouth is made up of it. So Zubat's got a big mouth, and we've used Golbat a few times. So hopefully, I bet you'll remember this. I'll bet you. Street, Cho. Think of a busy intersection at Goldenrod City. It's just like Kabuki-cho. So this has shown up in Wanikani before, with Cho for me, and that Kabuki-cho's always been what I've been using to remember it. But think it kind of looks like just like a cross intersection, like a T. And this also becomes the primitive for nail or spike. Um, I kind of remember that T looking street intersection there. That'll come right back up again for Machi for town. Think of Pallet Town, a small town beside a rice field with only one main street. So I've got like a big spike there, that big street intersection. And then the square for rice paddy on the left. Can, as in to be possible. Possible will be the what Wanikani uses here. Think of a spiky pinkerchin in a street beside an old soda can. It's just pronounced ka. His mouth is so cute. So it's the radical for mouth and then spike to the right of it. You can kind of think of like his mouth being in the soda can, if that helps. Itadaki, uh, or to place on the head or the summit. So Wanikani has summit here, and it noted it's generally used for the tops of mountains. So thankfully, Pokemon has a iconic mountain with a nail or a point at the top in Spear Pillar. Think of a nail on the summit of Spear Pillar. It's the head of the mountain. So I'm imagining summit is going to be the more commonly used thing here. Child, she. Think of Nidoran female. She is still a child, and then child will become a primitive all on its own. You can kind of think of that like hooked portion at the top as being like the horn on the Nidoran line. Cavity, kou, a child coughing, holding a hook. Think of his poisonous cavities. He's got those weird kind of bulbs in him. Hook comes down here, so it's a think of like a little coughing on the left, holding a hook on his right hand. Barb, Ryu. Imagine catching a sea dragon. Ryu means dragon, I should say. On the end of your fishing barb. It's a horsey, a sea dragon. This will complete your fishing trip. So end or finish on the Wanikani side, and then complete from remembering the kanji. Woman, Jyo, and woman is its own standalone primitive. Mega Gardevoir was introduced in Pokemon X. Think of like two X-shaped legs crossed over together here. And naturally, Gardevoir are only women. Jyo. Fond, Konomo. Kodomo means child. Think how fond Kangaskhan is of her child. Konomo for fond. Oh, I don't think this is Joe again. I think I might have made a mistake there. Um, when Mawile is beside her trainer, they share a likeness. She is based on the Mouth Woman, so that's a uh, Kuchisake Ona. I want to say is the old legend. But it's a old woman who's got a mouth like on the back of her head. Very explicitly what Mawile is based on. But it's made up from the characters for woman and mouth. So when Mawile is beside her trainer, they share a likeness. She is based on the mouth woman. Mother, haha. Nidoqueen is a mama to all the Nidorans. Haha, don't worry, you won't forget this one. So yeah, the kanji for breasts here or for mother is Pretty explicit, easy to read, hard to forget. Um, Probably don't need to worry about this too much other than remembering the pronunciation. Haha. Pierce. Cotton. Now imagine Nido Queen above a plate of shellfish, piercing them to cook them. Uh, so Nido Queen, or the mama, uh, radical is kind of on top, and then we have oyster big on the bottom, meaning to pierce. And there's like a line going through on mama here that's kind of exaggerated. So think of that as like the shish kebab kind of piercing through the oysters here. Elder brother, Ani. I really like Gurren Lagann, so Aniki is a thing that's like ingrained in my mind. Note that this is made up from mouth and human legs, but this will become its own primitive that will mean teenager. Aniki! Gengar is Haunter's older teenage brother. What is a big brother, but just a big mouth with legs? Um, so Gengar being the evolution here, he's gonna be the older brother, and Haunter being a middle evolution, he's the teenager. But we've got legs here. Gengar has legs. Remember that. Curse, Noru, made up from mouth and elder brother. Think of Big Bro Gengar using the attack curse. The opponent on the left with their mouth is open in fear. No, Noru for the pronunciation. Curse, the first time I saw it playing Pokemon Gold, also on Christmas, notably, left a strong impression because that animation's kind of violet for an E-rated game. Um, it's like a nail kind of slowly going into Pokemon's head, leaves an impression. So that's the attack curse. So having the ghost Pokemon set up on that will make that easy on me at least. And then to overcome Koku, can the teenage Pokemon Machoku overcome his dependence on steroid needles? This one's a little surreal. Overcomes made up from teen and needle though, so when I thought of what situation that's more appropriate than not that someone might find themselves in, maybe performance enhancements. Will he overcome the barrier here? Who's to say? And that will be it for this batch of kanji. Hopefully, or I should say, thankfully, I was able to get this out a little quicker due to some time off work from the holidays. But hopefully, this has been helpful. And tune in for next time, and I'll try and clarify some of the corrections I need to make here. Thanks again for your time, and you have a great day.